Welcome back, Administrator.
Yo, JP Nation, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. It's your boy Maxim as usual, back with another video, and today's video is going to be a little bit different because I'm trying a new format for the channel, and yeah, it's going to be more of the narrative approach. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of it, and also a like on this video would be really appreciated and does help with the algorithm. And with that being said, today's topic is going to be an interesting one. As avid fans of One Piece franchise, we often find ourselves eagerly awaiting news of a new adaptation and releases. But unfortunately, there is one particular project that has left many of us disappointed: the global release of One Piece Fighting Path. In this video, we'll explore the reasons behind why this highly anticipated game won't be making its way to the international market. So let's dive right into it. Before we begin, let's quick recap what One Piece Fighting Path is all about. It's an action-packed online multiplayer game on mobile that brings the world of One Piece to life, with its stunning visuals and immersed gameplay, and also unique characters that the players basically summon. It's quickly gained popularity among fans when it was released in the Taiwanese, the CN version, also the Japanese version. However, despite its success, a global release seems highly unlikely. So let's look at the reasons behind why this game didn't get a global release yet, and also these sort of like things that I'm going to be mentioning in this video is going to be stuff that I found online based on comments, based on Reddit as well. So yeah, take it with a bit of salt if you want. The first major hurdle for a global release of One Piece Fighting Path is the complex web of licensing agreements. One Piece is a massive franchise, and its licensing rights are spread across different companies and regions. To bring the game to a global audience, the developers would need to negotiate and secure rights with numerous entities. This process can be time-consuming, costly, and riddled with legal complexities. Additionally, it's important to understand that licensing agreements are often structured differently in different regions. Some licenses may have exclusive deals with other gaming companies, limiting the options for global release. This licensing complication creates a challenging environment for the game developers to navigate, and that's my first reason why the game didn't get a global release. Yeah, the second reason that I found online and based on some Reddit sort of like that I read is localization challenges, and another significant factor that is contributing to the lack of global release is actually a daunting task of localization. One Piece has a vast world of intricate lore, unique character names, and cultural references deeply rooted in the Japanese history. Adapting all of these elements accurately and appropriately for an international audience is no small feat. Localization involves translating text, voice acting, adjusting cultural references, and ensuring the game resonates with players from different regions. It requires a considerable investment of time, resources, and expertise given the sheer magnitude of One Piece. The developers may be facing substantial challenges in delivering a high-quality localization experience that meets fans' expectation, which may make sense. Game developers need to carefully assess whether the investment required to bring a game to an international audience will yield significant returns. Everything counts as money, and without money, the company wouldn't survive, and we wouldn't be getting any updates. So it's possible that the developers have determined that the niche nature of One Piece fanbase in some regions may not justify the cost associated with a global release. So additionally, the One Piece franchise is known for its longevity and also ongoing story. The developers may be considering future adaptation or projects that have higher potential. So that's why we have another One Piece sort of like version. I'm not sure what it's called. Let me see if I can find sort of like the name for it, but yeah, you guys probably know that there is another global version of One Piece, is like Hunt something. I forgot the name of it exactly. I'll probably like put it somewhere on the screen so you guys like know what it is. So you don't want to be creating two One Piece sort of like version and make them sort of compete with each other, if you know what I mean. So yeah, while disappointing for fans of One Piece Fighting Path, these tragic decisions could be driven by a desire to focus resources on other ventures. I guess the next reason is going to be a competitive market. The gaming industry is incredibly competitive as well, with numerous popular franchises vying for players' attention. Releasing a new game, especially a localized version of an existing one, requires a significant market effort to stand out from the crowd. The developers might have determined that the market saturation and intense competition in the gaming industry, especially in a global market, is way more saturated and also difficult for One Piece fighting path to gain like sort of like a strong foothold in the global market, because gacha games, especially anime related gacha games right now, is sort of saturated immensely. We have so many games that have sort of like better graphics and stuff like that, and that might sort of like made the developers a little bit hesitant to sort of like take the global sort of approach, even though that I don't totally agree with it. I just like wanted to include it as well. It's also worth noting that the gaming preference and trends vary across regions. What might be immensely popular in Japan might not resonate as strongly with the audience in other part of the world. The developers may have conducted market research and determined that the game appeal is limited primarily to its home country as well, or the Asian sort of like market, because this is sort of like a testing ground, I would say. So making a global release make it like sort of like less viable as well. So this is like sort of my final reasoning that I found online as well that I wanted to share with you guys. It's actually we need to like to consider the practical limitation faced by game developers as well. Bringing a game to global market requires a significant resources, including manpower, infrastructure, and technical expertise. It's possible that the development team is currently stretched thin, either working on other projects or facing constraints that prevent them from dedicating the necessary resources to a global release of One Piece Fighting Path. So basically they probably didn't find sort of like the sponsors from a big companies or something, or their small developer teams, even though I saw some sort of like a picture from the developer team that they said that they're going to be spreading out to new markets, or sort of like exploring to make a global version. We didn't hear anything from them, so it's kind of disappointing. So my conclusion is, while many of us eagerly await the global release of One Piece Fighting Path, it's essential to consider that the complexities involved in such venture, licensing issues, localization challenging, market viability, intense competition, and development constraints are significant factors that may hinder the game release on global scales. So we hope if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And also, make sure to subscribe as well. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And also, I could be wrong about everything, and maybe they're like working on it, but we don't have any sort of releases or announcement that I saw online, because I spent it like the whole night yesterday skimming the internet, but I didn't find anything. So let me know in the comments down below what you think, and also yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Bye bye.